a lot of back and forth between Empoleon in terms of this matchup. A lot of them used to think that it wasn't necessarily that bad. Then it turned around to being it was pretty ugly just because of taunt. At first we thought we could really option select it, but then more tech came out. So then Empoleons were pretty much like, oh, this isn't really a good matchup. Then it turned around. I think it's currently in a limbo stance. Uh, this matchup doesn't really get played. I mean, when you really think about it, you have me, Thankswalot, Lemon, Mother Latias, and I haven't heard of Mother Latias playing lately. So it's just really three Empoleons that's really played that matchup, like or that's played it. And hasn't really played it that often to begin with either. But I think Weavile has a small has an advantage, definitely an advantage to this matchup. But in terms of how much, I don't know. This really comes down to how Empoleon can be able to have a mixture of a pretty decent zoning to get Weavile pretty frustrated and being trying to get in, and using those small holes to get in and do damage with Aqua Jet, Ice Beam, or even JY to get the links. I like this field already. He's making sure he keep his space. Thankswalot is playing and make sure he keeps a lot of space in between. So he just didn't really have a chance to get hit by agility too often. Oh, nice cancel. Man, that combo does not do damage. That's not justice for your damage right there. Good CA is gonna knock him out of field with this. Yep. Put him back in the field. And now just play it slow. Oh no, didn't get to confirm off of it. Nice, good weight on that. Now you just run it away. And that's it. If it's definitely one thing I like that he's using slide into just an empty hop. Eclipse hasn't really caught it. He hasn't tried to anti-air anything beforehand, which preemptively a lot of characters can end up doing. But if you're not going to do it, then that helps Empoleon get out of the corner really easily. It's super helpful. Oh, no punish. Okay. Oh, he just ended up doing that a little too high. How much chip damage that did. I didn't realize how much health you had disappeared until. Look at that. He only got what? That's 2 solid hits. 3 solid hits. Well, sort of. Yeah, the rest of that is chip. 2 solid hits in the chip. And this is what matters here for Empoleon. As long as he can get his damage, as long as he can get his chip damage out, it doesn't matter how much he's not going to actually hit you. As long as he's still getting that, he's still in the game. I think Eclipse is actually playing this a little too safe, honestly. He's playing this extremely safe. Figure out the mix-up. Oh, he just takes the chip instead? Okay. Nice whiff punish. Oh! I'm not sure. Could he have comboed after a 6Y? I think he could have gotten a 2Y just before the get to wall splat. Yep. Good delay on the JA. I think taunt has less of a usage here. If, thanks to Stillwing. Stillwing's really strong in this situation. Sure. Did he actually just not want to confirm off of that? You can confirm off of that with He's too far for an Aqua Jet, but he definitely could have confirmed off the Ice Beam, I think. Oh, now he's in the corner. Late JX gets him out. Goes back in. Oh, man. It was good jukes. Keeps his PSP and has... Oh. Both these players just in general are really respecting each other's options a lot right now. Like lots of shooting, lots of patience going on. This isn't enough to give him burst, but he's out the corner. So if anything, I think who's gonna be in the wall here? That's the question. Oh, it didn't actually splat him. Only 6 seconds left. Oh god. Yep, that's definitely gonna steal the game. Even if it doesn't kill, that's timeout. That's timeout. Yep. Alright. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of panic there. I think the 2X's is definitely good on Eclipse. Eclipse getting those 2X's just to stay away from the Steel Wing damage. But at the same time, once as this happened right here, once as you have this situation here, he can taunt, but at the same time, we have our options to go into Surf, which definitely helps keep that down, and then he can still get his chip to happen. So I think one of the bigger things is the fact that there wasn't any pressure. Like you have here with that, with Drill Peck, but then he didn't want to commit to Surf. No Surf, no Steel Wing, so all that potential damage that could have happened, that just went away because he just didn't even commit to that. I don't know, maybe he expected an anti-air from that situation, but that's a tough call. You either have to risk it or you just have to let it go. He chose to let it go there, and it didn't work out for him at that spot. He's starting to get clipped a lot more. Just you notice now compared to the first round, he's going in a lot more often, and he's getting clipped by forward Y. Well, beforehand he was playing much more safe. He was playing much more further back, so that forward Y wasn't really a threat. Now that he's doing it, Eclipse is getting off of that, and he's just getting a chance to start his game, get his pressure started. Oh, good read. That was godlike call out. He knew the 2X was going to come, so he went ahead and just JX'd early. Get the punish beforehand. Here's the tough part. He would try to go for a shift early. Good jump whip. Nice. Gets a little bit of damage there. I think he played that really well. Wow. Man, he had. I just love Eclipse's confidence in his character's movement. I really just admire that. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, he's stuck in that spot. There's no way you can come out of that. Once he puts you in between, you can't really go anywhere else. Oh my god, these mix-ups. And look, the time's already hit in his head. Man, okay. Yep, Swalot needs to make something happen here. Oh my god, that clashed? Wow, that's insane. That's super unfortunate for Thankswalot. He's paused? I kind of see what he's trying to do, but... No way! No way! No! How much time did he have right there? No way! 0.65 seconds. The grab actually hit at about 0.5 milliseconds.
No way!
I can't believe it.
No! I'm sure one Eclipse.
That was clutch.
But just
That's crazy.
super antsy with that bird.
Alright, so he steals that round right there.
Don't let that be it.
Calm down.
No ice beams.
Okay, this is why I want to fight.
Oh, I like that.
Just to go straight over ice beam. But taunt is I
Agility into taunt. That was really
completely
cool.
took for granted how good taunt was.
Oh,
Alright.
that's a very early burst.
Yeah.
Good job, Wade.
Yep.
Oh, he gets that defense down, and
Put yourself out there and see what happens. I wonder if Marvel can kill this.
I think he could have actually killed had he went for the rest of the combo. I'm not sure though.
Really scared for a clip.
PSP, I haven't kept up with a lot of PSP, so.
Got it.
Oh, he caught him sleep.
Man.
Caught him sleep. Ooh.
Like, so, we had like,
That's just how fast
beforehand.
Empoleon can wash you
Super patient.
out of a game.
And then just that. Just Napoleon just vomited out. Just like,
Like you never know what happens. Look at that. That's
that was just like
50 seconds and you're done.
it's like super outplaying each other. And then just that. Just Napoleon just
That's Empoleon's really special part of him. Not only can he do a bunch of chips so he can stay in the game, even if you're running train for most of the set,
confident. I know what I'm doing. I feel like I got
but he can also just completely run you over if he gets the right reads.
Let's see if he can keep it keep it up though. Let's
Arguably almost harder than like most of the other characters that's in the game.
go Patchy call. I really don't know Patchy.
Let's see.
Used for, but I don't know if it's
Still going in? Okay, he's backing off now. Oh, that's unfortunate.
there you go.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to really be careful about trying to deal with icicles. So once with that trap, you can't really afford to just throw anything out there. You have to already be paying attention to when he's throwing that out, and then you can use what you want to actually retaliate.
Good combo. Nice.
Take
Very stylish.
what synergy?
What?
You couldn't even get it.
What is a synergy?
Ah, ate the projectile.
For the pure damage.
Nice, gets a good CA, gets out the corner.
It's like I missed this corner.
Oh, it's unfortunate. I thought he could punish there.
Oh,
Just grab.
grab backs. Here we go.
This trap.
Autocorrect.
Autocorrect said no. Oh,
It's kind of burning through his burst though, not really
Yep.
making any traction on it.
okay. Let's see.
Okay,
Oh
so that
wow.
worked.
Okay. You guys didn't see it. Don't worry about it.
Making any traction on it.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so that works.
That must have been just outside of Apache.
He was in the air though first. I guess that must have happened when he was at
Yeah.
iframes or something.
Man, that does a lot of damage.
See?
Got
Big,
some
big
points.
damage.
Huge rage, big boy damage.
Big
My family fighting each other? You guys can't hear it, but somebody just slammed the door.
Counter 13 seconds.
Eclipse. He's going aggressive. He's
just
he's
going.
like, I don't want this round to go anymore. I don't want what happened last time to happen again. I'm just gonna grab you.
End it. Why did things
I think that's about what's suspected coming out of this.
Maybe just a little bit scared.
Empoleon gets on defense, he pretty much has to figure out a right read. That's a good forward Y right there. Just stop, make sure he doesn't even get that going.
Oh, this is a major event here.
believe in the counter?
I think one thing I'd like to see more.
Major event here.
I'd love to see him. I'd love to see Thankswalot start using the surf cancels to maybe JX to get behind him. If it's one thing, once as you cancel, most of the other characters have to pay attention to it and CADC just to really deal with the situation. So you can empty jump. Wow, time meaties. You can time a JX, or you can just empty hop over, and if they're already CAing it, then they just have to CADC because they're not going to punish you, or they'll get punished by the JX, which is still big for Empoleon.
Is it?
Oh, it does.
Wow.
And hitboxes, man.
No, that's not it. But
200. That's still gonna take him down. Thanks a lot.
Eclipse at such a massive advantage right now.
Just gotta hold on to it.
Right. Yo,
Figure out the guess. Yep.
Eclipse wins. That's it. Eclipse
it.
beat Thankswalot.
Good job.
So I think one thing I want to go back to, and this is something that I've experimented with myself. I think I'm gonna have to find just a regular spot for it. We come out of that. Oh, I need to go further back. So, okay, this is actually perfect. I found the right spot. So, I personally think jump is pretty good against Weavile. Weavile's pressure, to be more elaborate. And the reason being is because after most of Weavile's block strings, or at least like pressure strings, you can use jump to get out of those situations and deal with that, and to effectively minimize what Weavile can do, as well as have a chance to really punish right afterwards. Let's go back here. Well, after this 8x, jumping back doesn't really hurt you, because most of the cases that he's going to be able to confirm is going to be only icicle crash going upwards, and then he has to either use knockoff, or he may be able to just agility burst just in just a situation. But outside of burst, most of his pressure strings are not gonna be able to answer back against just a jump back. So you can jump back, and then now Weavile has to chase you down, or he tries to continue doing his pressure string and he can't do anything about it, because now you're back to neutral between the two. The other cases where he could chase you in the air, but almost all of his options don't actually tag most characters correctly. I could be wrong for this. I haven't extensively tested this yet, but even if Weavile does like a JY to chase you here for jumping back, most of it only tags you once, gets an Oki, and that's it. So for most cases, jumping back is a pretty safe option against Weavile, just to deal with the pressure strings. And it actually forces Weavile to be a little bit more aggressive with pressure strings and to be more risky, which then opens up more situations for any character that's on defense to just have some counterplay. So that's all I got. I think that was still overall really good for Eclipse to close that out, even after having game 2 look like combo video. But I'm impressed. I think this is the first time I've actually watched Thankswalot's Empoleon like this. At most, I've only heard about it. I haven't really looked deeply into it. It's pretty solid. Couple things here and there that is just really need to fix. I think the fill phase, once he swapped from being further away to being much closer trying to get in, that became a bigger difference. And then not only that, just a little bit of small tidbits here and there. The same case for Eclipse. I mean, he just played it really solid. He just let Empoleon just get in trouble and take his own damage for it.